Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or even good night to all of us, because I believe we have different persons streaming from different locations. And I want to welcome you all today to our Linux Unhatched section, training section. Oh, well, you all have heard my name. My name is Felix Honora Ebuchem, and I will be the one guiding you through the basics of this course, which is the Linux. Sorry, I'm having an interference. Okay, so I will be the one guiding you through this course, through the basis of Linux, which is the Linux on Arch. And one thing I wanted to understand is that in this course, you don't really need to be a professional. You don't need to think, oh, probably I'm a beginner, and or maybe think that you are kind of back or something. This course is definitely designed for beginners. It's designed to take you from a beginner level to a professional level. So if you don't know anything about Linux, you're welcome. This is the right place for you to start your Linux journey. So like I said, I'll be guiding you through the fundamentals of Linux. And we all had, I think I think the doctor said yesterday that, which is one of the greatest things I think you all heard, that Linux is one of the most powerful and widely used operating system in the world. Today, now is the opportunity. No better time to learn Linux than now, and it's very important in any field. And I repeat, in any field you want to go into, be it cybersecurity, be it DevOps, be it IT administrator, or anyone you could mention. So I will be going right into the course. First of all, I would like to ask. Okay, so before we begin, I would like to ask a quick question. Before now, how many of you have heard of Linux? Maybe you can actually maybe raise your hands with an emoji. Yes. So how many of you have heard about Linux? So okay, that's nice. I can see a lot of persons. Oh wow, that's great. That's good. And that's great. All right. So like I said, this is a nice place for you to start, and it's a nice place for you to begin as a beginner or as a professional. So let me go right into the course. We'll be covering 5 modules, and um, I'll try as much as possible to make it detailed, to explain it in a simple time that you can understand. And also, I'll also try as much as possible to be fast in order to cover up this, because we have limited time. So the first thing here is why Linux. So a lot of us, we are probably, the reason why we are attracted to Linux is because of the name. It sounds interesting, or some of us are attracted to it because it's they've heard of it, or some of us, our friends was the one that introduced us into it, or some of us have worked in different environments with Linux. So, but the one thing you understand is Linux is everywhere. Linux is everywhere. This tool is being used in different web servers, even in your mobile phones, in computers, and whatever you can mention, your servers that we're able to have this stream. There is a server that is being that is being built where this is hosted, and it all runs on Linux. And one thing, another thing you need to understand is Linux is also an operating system. Is an operating system, and it's used widely in areas of cloud technology, virtualization, cybersecurity, networking, and lots more. So I just want you to understand that learning Linux in this dispensation is very, very important, because it's not just about learning. It's also going to improve and create a better way for you to navigate other tech skills, like we mentioned. And also, it's also going to help you to be able to analyze and process and protect and transmit data effectively. So now I'll be going to the next slide, which still is where we're going to still talk about some important factors about Linux. So it's also important for you to understand that Linux has a powerful tool, which is called the command line. So you could also call it the terminal. So this command line is where almost everything is being done. It's like a black, or you could customize it to your whatever color you want. It's where you type in this command prompt, or the command and the syntax and the argument, and it responds. It responds to whatever information that you have given to it. It gives you an output of those information. So it's good for you to understand that the Linux is also what powers the internet. And like I've mentioned, a lot of internet servers they all run on Linux. A lot of products run on Linux. A lot of computers run on Linux. So one of the most important thing about Linux is that it is an open source product. It's very free for you to use, for you to customize. It's also free for you to tweak it. When I mean tweak it, for you to customize it in a way that suits you. So, and it's something that you don't need to pay to have it. It's free. It's freely available to everyone. So if you're following up, I would like everyone to give me a thumbs up, so I know that you are following. All right. That's great. So that's the great thing about Linux. You don't need an activation key. It's open source. You can download it and you can start using it right away. And once you, for some persons who are successful, who have opened their Netcard account, who have signed up for the course, and also on the NDG, you will be having this kind of interface. And this is just like what I mentioned, what I was saying, the terminal. This is how it looks like. This is how it looks like. So this is going to be your learning, your self-explanatory learning material. So you don't have any issue. You will be able to understand it from the minute terms. So it's so important for you to understand that you don't have any issues. You will get to understand this like as a child. So the material is so self-explanatory, but I'll just be assisting you on some certain things. So now, right here, you could see this black screen here. This is just the way the terminal looks like. So I'll be navigating between the slide and the terminal. So I just want to play with you guys so that I can effectively maybe explain some certain things why I on the terminal that is actually written on the slide. So, okay. All right, so let's go to the next slide. The next slide is talking about the navigating basics, the basic syntax. And when you hear things about syntax, you understand it's talking about what are the commands. In every operating system, there are commands that those operating system use to execute or perform a task or a job or a task actually. So there are commands that you use on Linux to actually get some information that you desire. So every operating system has their own personal commands. Same way Linux has its own personal commands. So we'll be going deep into it, explaining what command is and how to make use of these commands. So first of all, we understand from the slide that the command is a software program that can be executed on a command line. And remember, when I say command line, this is what I mean, this dark side. So this is just how a Linux command line looks like. So this is where you type it. So what this is how the command line looks like. So I'm still going back to the slide. So now a command line is a program, is a software program that is used to execute. Sorry, a command is a software program that is used to execute maybe a task or a job command line, and also used to perform an action on a computer. So now let's just show a simple command, a simple command here for you to see. So like for instance, the ls, it's a command here in Linux which represents listing. So the ls, the persons who built Linux said if to list all the programs or all the folders in a current directory, you use the ls. So it is a command. So this is what you have to understand, because every operating system has its own personal command or command that they understand. You have to know this command for you to be able to navigate easily and get the desired output. So now we'll be actually aside from the command, there are other parameters. I use the word parameters. There are other additives that you can use to make the command give you complex or minimum information. So which brings us to the word called argument. So it's all about you adding a command and also telling the command what you want it to present. So now I'll be going to the next slide, where we'll be talking about what follows a command. So which is what I mentioned, argument. And first of all, what are arguments? Arguments can be used to specify something for the command to act upon. So like I said, it's when a command has been given, an argument needs to be added to it to specify what you want the command to do. And you can see I typed ls, and that is a command. So I could add other things, ls document, and the document happens to be an argument. And so you try to understand the difference. A command is an executable word or line of code already programmed in an operating system to give you a desired result or output. Then the argument is what gives you a, like, let me use the word like that directs you on what really you want to output. And that's, you can see from the screen here, from the image here, you can see that it was at first the command is the ls, and the document is the argument. So let me go to my and try and execute that. So you can always do this at when you have access to your for people who have access, they will probably be able to go through it effectively. But people don't have access. Whenever you have the access, you'll be able to get this. So let me try it. This is a command and this is an argument, and it gives me an information, and that is how it works. You can see very, very easy and very fast. It's so easy and so fast, and that's why the command line is an interesting point, or the terminal is an interesting place where you need to familiarize yourself with when you are operating or using a Linux system. So let's go to other things. Aside from the command and the argument, there are other options you can use to alter the behavior of a command. For instance, you could see that, like in the examples listed here, an option was added, which is the -L. So now the command is added, which is ls to list. Then another option, -L, is actually given to output a long display. So what -L means in Linux, when you add it, it show me a long display, and that's how it works. So you see how simple it is. You have your ls, the command, now you're putting an option. Then imagine you now decide to put an argument. So let we say we now put ls minus l, then document. So it's going to give you a list of documents that are available in the directory that you are in. So let's move to the next. First of all, I would like to I also like to get your reactions on emoji if you understand what I'm saying and if it's self-explanatory. All right, all right, all right. Oh, all right. Thank you very much. So you can see Linux is very, very simple and easy. So now we'll be going to the next one, which is one of the most interesting parts of Linux also, because it's called the working directory. So I know a lot of us make use of Windows. So we are familiar with folders. So don't get it twisted. Directory is something as folder. In Linux, it's called directory. So it's something as the way you call it folder in a Windows. So don't get confused when I use or I interchange between directory and folder. So now, what are we trying to do? We're trying to learn how to know where we are. So it's like trying to say, okay, okay, let's say I am in this folder. So how do I know if I'm in the folder? How do I know the folder that I'm in? How do I know that I am in document? How do I know? Let's say because you're working on the terminal. So you're not working with a UI, which is a user interface actually. So this is a terminal, a command line. So how do you know where you are? So the next command we are going to execute will tell you exactly where you are. So for every time you are in a command line and you don't know where you are and you're trying to navigate. Let's say, for instance, you don't know, probably you are in home or you are in music folder or music directory, and you want to navigate to maybe document, but you don't know where you are. So there are codes, there are commands you can execute to know the folder or the directory where you are, so you can actually now know what next to do. So now this will be taking us to what we'll call the printing the work directory. It is also called the PWD. So PWD is also a nice command which is used to find out where you are in the Linux file system. Yes, it helps you print your correct working directory. Sorry, it helps you print your current working directory, and that's for a truth. So it helps you it lets you know where exactly you are at a moment. If peradventure you don't know, let's say, oh, you were too fast, you went into a different folder and you're trying to navigate. So for you to know if you have to go front or if you have to go back, you need to really know in what directory or folder that you are in. Then now know if you have to go back or forward. So now that's where the PWD comes into place. So permit me all to go into the terminal or the command line here so now we are going to be executing the PWD, and let's see what it's going to give to us. So you can see in the PWD, it's telling me, look at what folders I have navigated to, and look at where I am. It means that I am at the system admin folder. So which means I'm as good as I'm at home. So you can see this is home, the system admin, and which is almost the same thing that you could see that is displayed on this image here. So let's tweak it a bit and try and see how it works. So I'll want to let me do this. Let's say I just type some codes and I don't know. Somebody talk?
I they don't start.
Please, can you mute yourself? Oh, host, please, can you mute them? I think your voice is kind of... Okay, so let's say now I have just followed, typed the code, the command. I don't really understand where I am, but I'm seeing this and I don't really know how the 5 parts. So now what I'm going to do is same way I'm going to type pwd, means print the working directory, print the directory, or print the folder. Tell me the folders that I've navigated to get to where I am, so that I can know if I need to go back, I need to go forward. So now when I type it, you will see that this time it's telling me, because I've entered this folder. Now it's that I need to move from home to system admin. So I moved from home to system admin, that's sysadmin, then document. So currently the folder I'm in is document. So it has printed my working directory, and now I understand that this is where I am. So if I want to go back, that means I need to know the next command to go back. Or if I want to go forward, I need to know the next command to go into maybe a folder or a directory, or go forward. So this gives you clarity on how to navigate, how to move from one folder or one directory to the other. So that is that for the print working directory, which is the PWD. So we'll be going to the next one, which is changing directories. Like I mentioned, directories is same thing as what you call folders in Windows. So it's all about changing folders, changing directory. So now what are we trying to do here? We're trying to learn how to move from one folder, from one directory in a file system to another, or how to maybe we are in a directory, we're in a folder and we want to go back. So it's what this is all about. So now let's go deep into this. What is changing directory? Like I already explained, it's all about you being able to navigate from one point to the other. And I'm going to read out what is right there on the screen. So directories are type of files used to store other files. They provide a hierarchical, a structure. Yeah, so they provide a hierarchical structure. That means if they tell you how these like the path, the route at which you've moved, it tells you how the movement works. Like you've moved from A to B to C. So it's just like you created a folder in A, and inside A, you created another folder in B, and inside B, you created another folder in C. So it gives you a structure on how these are created. So now you can see the image here on how these are organized. So here you have the system files. These are the system files you can see here, which I won't be explaining this probably in our future sections. We have the opportunity to explain this. So this is how it works. So now these files are responsible for making the software or the operating system work effectively. So any tweak, any changes you make without understanding what you are doing could break the operating system. And that's the reason why it's been said that in Linux you can customize it to what you want and how you feel, and you can actually make it personal. So then the system files, then this is like your profile. Just like in Windows, you have your own profile before you log in. So this is just like your profile, which is called the system admin. Then this is where you have your desktop. I believe we're all familiar with this. Your desktop, your document, your downloads, your music, your photos, the public, template, and the rest. And that is how the structure works. So now we've been talking about the how to change directories, and which is very, very important. You can't learn how to print your working directory and not know how to move from one directory to the other. It is very important that you know how to move from one directory to the other. So, okay, so now the command to change your current working directory, to move from a directory to another directory, is the cd command. This command you're seeing here. So it is what is used to move from one directory to another directory. So to navigate the file system structure, use the cd command. Using a directory as an argument will change it to that directory. So I believe we understand what argument means, and that shouldn't be anything for us. When the document is added, so the document is an argument. So now I'll be going to the terminal also to try out these and for you to be able to see how these work. So now, permit me. Okay. So now, this is our terminal, and I'm trying to move in to the document terminal. First of all, I am a beginner and I don't know where the document is. I want to really know list of documents that are available. So now you use the word LX to list. Yes, you can. When you list it, you find out that yes, there is desktop, there is documents, there is download, and you can see all the directories, all folder available. So now I want to move to documents. So now the command to move to the next directory from where I am is cd. So you use the word, you type the command cd, then you type exactly. What you should understand is Linux is also case sensitive. So you can't type, you can see that the document is written with D's capital letter. You can't type it like this. You can't type this small letter. You have to type exactly the way it is. So that is where you now have to type document. And you can't type document. You have to type the name of the folder or the directory exactly the way it is. So now I've typed cd, then the argument, which is document. So now what I need to do is press the enter key. So now you can see that I have moved from my system or from the local or from the home down to the documents. So easy. Anyone can do it. And you can see how easy and simple Linux is, starting from the basics. So this is how this is being performed. So now let's move to the next thing. There are other things you need to understand also why changing directories, why moving from one directory to the other. So you need to understand what a path is, and you need to understand what absolute path is. You need to understand what relative path is. And what a path is, it could liken it to like a route at which you move from one folder or one directory to the other. So a path is a list of directories separated by a forward slash character. So you can see an example here. This is home separated by the forward slash the system admins. So, and if you look at the terminal, you'll see same way this is. So if I want to print my working directory to show me how I navigated, it's still going to show you that I moved from home to system to documents. So let's go back to that. So the direction, the movement from one folder to another is what it's what is called a path, how you move from one folder to the other. So now we'll be talking about the absolute path. So the absolute path, this specifies the exact location of a directory or a folder beginning at the root. So you can see what is being displayed here. The absolute path. This specifies the exact location. So it's telling you the exact location where you are. And that's it. So now, where are we? We are here in the system admin. We move from the home to the system admin. So this is our absolute path. We are right here in the system admin, and it's something you need to understand. So now we'll be moving to the next, which is the relative part. And the relative part, like it entails, it gives direction to a file relative to your current location. So it gives direction to a file relative to your current location. One thing you should understand, the absolute part starts from the root. It gives you, like, for instance, just like you are moving, let me break it down a bit. You're moving from your house to maybe to work, and from work maybe to maybe a recreation center. So your absolute part is from your house that you move to work and probably to a recreation center. So that is the absolute part. So it starts from the root. The root there is your house where you started from. So, and that's just what the absolute part means. So, but now in the relative part, okay, okay. All right. Once more, the relative part gives direction to a file. So it gives direction to the file you are currently in. So relative part gives direction to a file relative to your current location. So you need to understand the difference. Instead of the root directory, the current directory that you are is the relative part. For instance, you're saying to/at. So it means that your relative part is the school slash the art. Understanding that the art is inside the directory of the school. And that is one thing you need to understand. The art is inside the directory of the school. So it means that when it comes to hierarchy, the school is like a parent to the art. And that's for you to understand that it's at that point is where you have your relative part, and that's all you need to understand about your part. And having this understanding will be able to make you know where you are, how to navigate. Or if you are in a folder, if you are in a parent folder, when I mean parent folder is the main folder, and you're in a folder that is housing so many other folder, and or if you're in a folder that is inside a main folder. So this part will give you a proper understanding on how to navigate on the terminal. So I would also like us to give me a thumbs up if we are understanding what I'm saying. And if we are not, probably give me a thumbs down. So if you are not, you can give me thumbs down. All right, all right. Thank you very much. So it's interesting to know that you are following up and you're getting it. So, and that's the goal for you to be able to understand effectively the basics of Linux. So now we're moving also to other ways of changing directories. So now there are shortcuts, like it's been stated here. You can see shortcuts can be used to change directories. Yeah, there are different ways. There are different shortcuts you could actually use. So it said the character always represents one directory higher relative to your current directory. Also know that there is what we call a parent directory, like I mentioned about a parent, what a parent directory means is like a main directory. A parent directory is a directory that accommodates other directory. Like for instance, the document here is a parent directory directory to school directory and also to art directory. When you look at it here, this is like a parent directory to this and this. School is a parent directory to art, and it's good for you to understand this. So now we're going to how to we've actually seen how to move to a directory. So it's also important for us to know how to go back, how to return, how to exit ourselves from that directory. You've moved forward. You should also be able to go backwards. Like you've moved forward, maybe actually access what you want to access, and you're done, and you need to go back to the previous folder. And how do you do that? It's very easy. Still with the command, which is the cd, which is change directory. That's what it means, change directory. So you will use the double dots. So it's going to be this. Let me go back to our terminal. So, all right. So understanding this, let me type ls. Remember that ls is listing. I want to list all the files or directory in this in the document directory. Remember, this is document directory. So I want to list this. So now I click on ls. Now I can see all the files that are here. These are files, these are folders, these are directories, these are files, these are directories. So now I could actually say, okay, I still want to go into the school directory. Yes, so I still want to go into the school directory. Let's see. So you see, I've gone forward. I've gone into directory, which is the school. So remember, the document is the parent at this point, and I've gone into the school directory. So now, what is going to happen is, how do we go back? I've actually moved from system admin to document to school directory. But now, how do I go back? This is where it's very important. Understanding how to go forward is so good. It's not fine. You need to also understand how to go backwards, and that's the reason why even while driving a car, there is accelerate and there is also reverse. So now, what command do you use when you want to go back? You use the cd command, then you give a space, you press your tab, your space bar once, and you use these two dots. Then when you press your enter key, it takes you out. If you can see, it took me out from school folder down to document folder. So now I'm back to document. I'm out of the school folder. And same way, if I still want to go away from, leave the document folder, I'll also use the same command, dot cd dot, and it will take me, press enter key, it will take me away, it will take me back to my system since admin folder or directory. You see how simple and interesting Linux could be. And it's so interesting for you to understand that when you start using Linux, you feel like a professional actually. And well, that is what you are, because now you are making use of the terminal, and a lot of works done on Linux are done on the terminal. If you want to work fast, you have to use the terminal. And you can see how fast this is. There is no slagging, there is no lagging, and that's one of the advantage Linux has. So now let me go back to the slide. You could see I've actually executed all this, and I've actually gone back to our system admin, our local home directory. So now I believe we understand how to change our directory, move forward, and actually how to go backwards. So if you truly understand this, please, I also want you to give me a thumbs up. thumbs up, thumbs up to let me know that you are flowing. All right. All right. I can, yeah,
Pardon
thank
my
you very much.
interruption, Instructor Felix. Sorry.
All right.
Yeah. So, and please, class, this is a very practical session, okay? Don't be shy. Don't say because you see people giving thumbs up and you don't understand the language or you did not get it. You now join them to say thumbs up. Please don't do thumbs up because we really want you to understand it. Even if it's 1 point you get for this session, it's okay than to cover so much and you go home with nothing. Everybody sacrificed to be here. So please, if there is any way that is not clear, please raise up your digital hand before it moves to the next point. I hope we understand. Give me a thumbs up if you understand this, my pidgin English. Please. So please raise up your digital hand. He might not see your hand, but there are other administrators in the room. So they will, somebody is raising up her hand. So there are other administrators in the room, they will call his attention because if you keep quiet, the assumption is everybody gets it. And you see so many thumbs ups are flying. So please don't be shy. What you don't know until you know. Thank you. So please, I think we have a hand up, Instructor Felix.
All right.
So if
It's
Dr. Muni will help you with the hand, I have 2 hands up.
okay. All right. If you know that probably part of what I've been saying you're not clear or you don't understand, can you give me, I think at this point, let me say a thumbs up because it's easy. If you know you don't understand, like what I just said, give me a thumbs up so I could know where you are lagging back. Wow, perfect. Everybody understands. Please, like our madam said, our boss said, please don't follow the crowd. Be exceptional. Raising up your hands if you don't understand is not a crime. Rather, it gives you the edge to understand better. So please, if you know you don't understand, it's important you let us know, and so we can carry everyone along. We'll try as much as possible to carry everyone along.
Oluwakemi's hand is up, Instructor Felix. Then Mary Judy's hand has been up for a very long time. I don't know if it's a mistake or it's intentional.
I don't know if okay, let me try.
So Oluwakemi, please unmute your mic and ask your question.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Thank you so much, Instructor Felix, and thank you so much, Mama, for this opportunity. The thing is that I've been having issue with Linux, and the only place I know that I've tried on my laptop that went was LX -L. Then from that WED, I didn't know why it didn't come up like that on my Kali Linux. So I missed it on the, from there I missed it. I don't know what I can do. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know how you can help me.
Right.
Because yes, the last year's class, I couldn't understand. And this one I understood at least to a point. But I don't know,
Right.
maybe due to the fluctuation in the network.
All right. If I get you right, you said when you type the print work directory on your Kali, it's not responding. Like it's not giving you the desired result, like outcome, right?
Yes. Yes.
So that's something I mentioned. I mentioned that Kali, let me not use Linux as an operating system is case sensitive. So if you are using a capital letter, if you see, okay, let me show you. Let me just go a bit. Oh, let me leave. Let me stay here. Let me go to the terminal. Just watch. Just watch. If I type this, print what directory. This is it. You see what it is giving me? Yes, an output which it recognizes this command. But if I go to type this, so probably the mistake or the error having is because you are using a capital P in place of a small p. Everything is meant to be small letter. The PWD is meant to be small letter. Linux is case sensitive. It's case sensitive. Even in the documents, I mentioned that when I was trying to use the CD. I said when you are trying to move to a document or a folder or a directory or a file, or you want to even open a file, you have to use the exact word. You have to use the exact word, the exact spelling that the folder is named. So if a folder is let's say now it's folder, the word folder is FOLDER, and you started it, you renamed it folder with capital F, and now you're trying to use small letter f to get into that folder, it will not work. So probably I think one of the challenge probably or mistake error you might have been having is because you didn't consider the that Linux is case sensitive. So
Okay,
maybe
I'll
you
go
need to
back to it and retry, sir. Thank you so
exactly
much.
you need to go back, and so you can always bring it up there. Or
And
you
if it
drop it
doesn't work for you, please ask on the group. He's in your group.
on the group. Yeah.
So please tag him. He's in your group. I will tag his name now on the group. But please, we don't want individual learners to reach out to our administrators in DM. First of all, ask your question on the group so that others can benefit. He's answering one person, but 10 people can benefit. But if 10 people go to him in DM, it will be very overwhelming. So we are not saying don't be close to them, but if you are challenged with your course, please ask the questions on the group. There might be other of your colleagues that even have answer, and they will just answer you instead of entering DMs. Okay?
All right. I believe, like I said, it's always good to ask questions, right? When you don't have a proper understanding of a thing, because while you're asking questions, it's not only helping you to understand, it's also helping others to understand. Enoch, I just raised his hand. Yeah, can you unmute?
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Please, I wanted to just suggest, in case somebody has an issue and then maybe the person is trying to ask questions, if it's possible, can the person also share a screenshot so you can have visibility into what the person is going through, or maybe the error message or anything?
Yeah, that's perfect. But that could be done on the group. So once you have an error, you can drop it on, make a screenshot or a picture of it, drop it on the group. There are professional instructors on that group, as well as me, that will attend to that once they see it. So once you have experienced any issue, any challenge, you can always drop it to the group. Drop it on the group.
Thank you, sir.
For bringing up that. Yeah. So any other person before we move? So I
Sorry,
believe
Instructor
everybody.
Felix. Instructor Felix. It seems Maria Juliet wanted to ask a question because her hand was up for a while. So, Maria Juliet, please kindly ask if it, or is it that the question has been answered? Please let us know. Thank you.
All right, Maria Juliet, you can go ahead and ask your question. You can unmute and ask your question. Why can't I see the hands raised?
I think it's a mistake. We can move on.
Okay, please. I don't know. Host, I don't know. I can't see hands that are raised. Maybe you.
Yes,
bring
it's
to my
peculiar
attention.
to WebEx. If you are sharing your screen, you will not see. So, but Instructor Kingdom Hope and Instructor Moni will be helping you. They will call, they will
Thank you very
alert
much.
you when there is any hand up.
All right, very much. So like I said, is so important and good for you to ask questions. It doesn't, like when you ask questions, you don't only get answers, you also get explanation on how these things work, and you will not fall victim or make such mistakes next time. And also other persons will learn from it.
So,
Yeah, so
sorry, Instructor
it's good.
Felix, sorry to interrupt you. He still
All right.
raised the hand again. It seems she want to ask a question because I lowered the hand and she raised it back. So it seems, please kindly unmute
Okay.
and speak. Maria Juliet.
So it said Laura Juliet. Please, can you unmute and your question?
I'm not sure
Is
she
anybody
meant
here?
the question. The hand has been up for a long time, and I've tried to unmute her. It came muted again,
All
but she
right.
has access to unmute herself, so that shouldn't be a problem.
All right.
So let's move on. So Maria, in case it's your network, because it happens, she might not even be hearing what we are saying now. She might not hear that they are calling her. So in case you can hear us and your microphone is misbehaving, please, you can drop your question in the chat here on the call, or you drop it in your class. Let's move on, Mr. Instructor Felix, please.
All right. So it's good to know that we are moving from one level to the other. So now we can move around, we can list folders, we can list to see files, and we can move front, we can go back, and we understand what relative path is. And we understand what the directory is. And knowing that a directory is something as a folder, like the way you call folder, you see it as folder in your Windows operating system. So now it's getting interesting. So we'll be going into listing of files. And so here, what we're going to do is to learn how to list files, and also not just list the files. We will also be able to see the information the files has. You understand? We'll also be able to see the information that comes alongside with the files. So now I know I've mentioned this, but it's still pop out here, the ls command. Okay. Yeah, Samuel, the -l is long list. Like you want it to be arranged in a straight in a long list. So that's what the option -l is. So you could say this is exactly where we are now. So the ls, like I said, it's you trying to list files. You want to see all the files and all the information, or you want to see all the files or all the folders that is on the current directory where you are. So the ls is the command you use. So the -l is an option. It's not an argument. It's an option. It's an option that is used to tweak, to actually tell the command, please, I want it to be listed in this format. I want it to be like this. There are different options. There is A, there is -A, there is a lot of options. So Linux is a very interesting operating system. You can try anything and you to always give you a nice result, and makes you look like a professional that you are. Yeah. So the LX is it lists the options, like it lists the information that you are trying to, that is within that directory. So you could see that here in the screen, the screenshot or in the image you're seeing here, it's the command here is ls, and minus L. The option here is
Oh, I think we lost Instructor Felix, or is it my connection? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, please. Okay, awesome. So please, let's kindly hold on for him. Let's wait for him. Network has been a problem. Okay, Instructor Felix, in case you can hear us, I can see your connection. I can see your device, but I don't know if it is connected properly. So please, let's hold on a little bit for him. Thank you.
Mama, we are not hearing anything. No.
Please hold on. Please just hold on. Please. We will get off track shortly.
Okay, okay.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you all for your patience. Mama, good morning, all my administrators on the call as well. And I hope we've all been learning. If you have been learning like me, can you at least give a thumbs up? A thumbs up if you have been learning anything so far. Okay, some people are giving thumbs up. Great, great.
Good morning,
Okay,
Chief Leonard.
good
right.
morning.
Sorry,
Good morning,
my
sir.
network.
Welcome, sir.
My network
No,
was
Gary.
fluctuating, so I had to restart my router.
We can hear you now.
And we can see you too.
Yes, You can see the bright face.
Oh, so sorry. Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I'm so sorry. My network, I don't know, network is kind of bad here. But I had to restart it because it was not connecting. So thank you for your time. So let's go right into the LX. So I've already explained what the LX is, and it's about you listing, and the minus L is you trying to telling it the way you want it to list the information. So now, like I always do, I'll be going to the terminal for you to see how it looks like, because this same way you'll be navigating because like I said, Linux is a practical thing. So you need to, when you get access to your training course, you also see this terminal where you can be navigating to try out this. So now I'll be using my terminal. So I'll be using the LX command. Okay. Please kindly confirm if you can hear me, please. Let me know. And someone, all right. And you can see my screen.
Yes, please.
Okay. So I'm going to use exactly what is written there, ls minus L. Then when you look at it, you see that you're trying to long list this directory, which is file and log. So still go back here, then you put your /var, then OG. So now let's see what is it. And you press your enter key. So now let's see what it's going to output for us. So you can see, wow, this looks so interesting. So you now see that it outputs all the information, not just the name of these files. It outputs not just the name of these files. It outputs the permissions of these files. It's even telling you the files that are root and the files are just for system admin and the rest. So that's what that's what listing files is in Linux. So you could also try it this way. You could actually play around with it and decide to say, okay, I don't want to use the L. Let me see how it looks like. You can actually play around with it. So are you seeing the difference? I tried it without an option. Look at how what it's showing me. So it's to tell you that it can give you different kind. You can try it with different options. You can go maybe on your own, learn about some options and how to tweak. Somebody posted something, but I can't see those charts. They also correct me if I'm mistaken. Okay. Please, Instructor Money, if there is any question, please draw my attention, please, because I can't really see all this.
All right.
Okay, all right.
The
Okay.
person said a statement,
Mm.
and he was talking about ls.
Okay.
ls command shows the folder or file is in the current directory, while ls-help shows folders or files as well as additional information on the folder. So he's asking for a confirmation if it's correct or not.
I didn't really get what was the option he added? ls what? ls minus L, right? And ls minus what?
Just folder and files. It's more of a difference between ls and ls-l.
Okay, like I said, those folder and
Yeah.
file, okay, yeah, I get. So the folder and file, like when you use ls, it lists every folder. So, but if the options is what tells you, okay, give me a folder in a long list that has this information. You can also tweak it with ls-a, and there are other options you can add. So when you make some research, you find out there are other options that you can integrate. You can actually interpolate with ls, and it will give you different information. Like now, I just did the ls with this val and log. It gave me just like this. It didn't give me any information, any nice information like the way it is here. So I could actually say, okay, let me do another LX again. Let me do another LX again. So there are other options. So there are a lot of ways you could. So you're not limited to a particular. You're not limited to a particular option. So depending, the quest is when you go through your study, your training material, you will see all the options. But I'm just giving you the basics. You understand the basics. So you see all the options you can integrate with LX. So I can't actually have all the options right here because it's a long list. So you will study, when you study your material, you see how you can integrate LX with this and LX with that and get the information you want. So let me try let me play this. Let me try this, okay? So now, you can see I tried ls-a. Look at what it's still giving me. So it's giving me all of them, all these options has what they are meant for. You understand? So they have what they are meant for. But I won't start explaining all this so you don't get confused, because what we are focusing on is how to list these files and directory, how to list them probably in a structured way. So, but maybe in subsequent time or as our class progress, you will see how you can integrate it with other options. But the major focus here is understanding how to list files. So I'll be glad if we stick to that so we don't confuse others. So thank you very much. So we did this, and you saw that it gave us this information. You see, same information as this. Okay. So same information as this. So it's so important for you to understand that LX is a very powerful tool. When you integrate it with other options, it can give you different outcomes. So now we will still be going into the listing of the files, but I will be explaining what the LX the listing of the file with the ls, the option, the -l option, what it's actually, the information it's outputting for us. So because if you look at it, it's showing you that this folder has this RW, and all this has meaning. In Kali-Linux, all this has meaning, and as time goes on, you understand what all these WR, WX means and the rest. So don't get confused. You will understand all those things, because if we start talking about it here, you might get confused. So, but there will be a time when we'll get there, you understand it. So now, just understand that the LX now is outputting all the files and the file type. So now the file type, you could find out that there is a file type that's a root, and there's also a file type that is an admin. And it's also showing you maybe the year, these are the information it's outputting, the type of information, the type of files or documents. So if you look at it, you can see this is it says, okay, let me start from here. You see it's showing alternate.log, it's showing this is a folder, Apache, it's showing this apt is a folder, it's showing you everything. It's showing you this is a bootstrap.log. Probably this is a script. All these you're seeing are different files, different type of files that it's outputting. So if, let's say for instance, let's tweak this again and do the LX again. Let me do the LX, and let's tweak it with LX and do it with document, get it with document. Yes. So yeah. So let me, when I press enter, you will see it's still giving me similar information, but now it's giving me information of every file that is inside the document folder. So I just want you to understand that what this thing is giving me for every folder or every directory you are in, or any parts where you are in, any directory part you're in, it will give you all the information. When you use the L minus L, it will give you all the information. Then the permissions. The permission is like if this person is an admin, if this person that has this file, if the file can be accessed by an admin, if the owner is maybe just a user and the rest. So now you can see that every file here can be accessed is being accessed by the system admin. So it means that one, when you look at it, you see that this is a folder, this is a directory, this is a directory, this is just a test, this is a TST, and the rest. This is also a TST. This is, you can see different. This is a bash script. So I don't want to confuse you. This is a bash script, and this is a test, like your note pad and the rest. This is a test. So you can see this is like an Excel sheet, your CSV, and a lot more. So whatever information that is inside the document where you are or the directory where you are, when you use LX minus L, it outputs everything, gives you the rights and the permission the folder has and who can access it. And that's the reason why you can see that this is telling you it's only system admin that can access this information. So now you understand that. So is there anybody that I'd like to know if you don't understand what I just explained now, kindly give me a thumbs up this time. A thumbs up if you don't understand. Give me a thumbs up if you don't understand. Okay. Wow. Perfect. Everybody understands. Wow. We have professionals in this. Ah, that's good. So okay, now we're still on the list of files. So like I told you, the information it's given is not just only the permission, the type of files. It's also giving you the file size. When you look at it here, it's also giving you the file size. Yeah, okay, this one is not giving me files. Let me go back to the first one. So when you look at it here, it's gonna give you hold on a bit. Come in. Okay. So you can see. So now at this point, what you are seeing here is the file size. If it's in kilobyte, if it's in bytes, if it's in, so it's giving you the size of the file. Like if it probably kilobytes, megabytes, based on the calculation. So this is the size of this file. So this is 50 kilobytes. This is 32,064 kilobytes. So you can see all this. So when you convert it to megabytes, your kilobyte to megabyte, you now understand how big these files are or how minute, small the files are. So it doesn't only output the type of file, it also gives you the sizes of this file. So now when you move to the next, you can see there is timestamp. It gives you the date this file was created. You can see it gives you the day and the year. In fact, it gives you a complete time this file was created, whether the folder or the file. It tells you it was created at so time. So it gives you clarity, and it also tells you the file name. You can see it here. I mentioned it, Apache.
Hello, everyone. Please stand by. I guess this connection is down
Good.
again.
So, sorry, Instructor Moni. So please, from now on, I might exit the room. So please carry on with moderation. Instructor Moni, please.
All right, ma'am.
Mhm.
So please, let's hold on for a few minutes.
Okay, please confirm if you can hear me with a thumbs up. I'm having some network issues and challenges. So,
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear now.
okay. Okay, okay. So, like I was explaining, with the when you you run the command, the ls, then with the minus l, then whatever argument you give it to, it's also going to give you the timestamp. It's going to tell you the day the file was created. Then also when it was modified, and also it's going to give you the name, the file name, or the file or the directory. So it's going to give you the name of the directory or the name of the file, and that is a very good thing for you to understand. At least at this point, you will be able to understand how what rights you have on for that file, what size the file is, who can access the file, and also what type of file it is and the date it was created. So you'll be able to have this information at your fingertips. So that's so easy. And I believe we will be able to trash listing files, and it's very, very easy for us to do. So I want us to give a thumbs up if we don't understand all that we've been saying about listing files and the information that's when you integrate the option -L to the ls, the information it gives, it reviews. Anybody, if you know you don't understand, please can you give me a thumbs up, or can you unmute and ask your question? Please, if you know you don't understand, can you unmute and ask your question?
Hello, good morning. Thank you, sir. I have a question, please.
Okay.
All right. Now, can you please go through the listing files again? Then, is it worth to ask that when you are working on Linux and you know this command on listing files are so long, do you need to have them off hard, or is it safe to say, hey, you have your command line folders where you can search for any command and pull it up, or must you need to have them off hard? That's my question. Thank you.
All right. That's very, very interesting. One thing in Linux is you don't really need to have all the command of it. You don't. So Linux has built, they build their system in a way that all you just need to know is know the first command, and you are good to go. Then you can actually leverage, use their manual to actually get information that you desire. For instance, okay, let me try it. I think it should work. If you are confused, most important thing is understanding that what LX does. Then if you want to know more of how you can, okay, let's say for instance, the first thing is understanding what you want to do. When you use LX, you know that you want to list files. So now the question is how do you want to list the file? How, like, if I get your question well, correct, how are you going to know all the informations, all the options to add to give your desired result? So
Mm,
although
question. So no, my question is, I understood the basic of the listing your files, navigating to the documents or the downloads. Now my concern is on the listing files that had the long dash minus rxw thing kind of command. So what I'm saying is, do you have, if you find yourself in a place that you need to use those listing command lines to execute or solve a problem, is it safe to say that you know what you want to do on Linux, but you don't actually know the exact command due to case sensitive and the wordings? Is it safe to say that is it ethical to say that you can pull up the command folder based off on what you want to achieve, or do you need to have them off head? Do you
no, you don't
understand,
need to
sir?
have them off it. Yes, I
Okay.
understand. So like I said, you don't need to have them off it. You don't need to have them off it. I just showed, like I said, I explaining, Linux has made it so easy for anybody to understand how to use it. But the most important thing is know the command
You
you want to start with. So now,
okay?
if you can see on my screen, confirm you can see my screen
Yes,
and
I
what
can
I
see.
introduced.
Yes,
So,
yes, I can
so
see.
now in Linux, as what we call demand. Demand is like you're trying to say, okay, I know what list is, but I want you to give me the manuscript, like the manual of what I want you to give me the manual of what LS is. Like, give me the information, give me a broader information of LX. So now
Okay.
when you type man LX, it tells you what everything you can do with LX. You can see it there. So, like I said, you don't really need to cram in everything, but what you need to know is what you want to do. What do you want to do? Do you want to listify? If yes, you want to listify, then you can use the man, then list, to give you information on everything you want to do. So you can see right here, it is giving you the information about LX. When you use the word man, the command man and LX. So now it's telling you that this you're listening directly content, right? You can see
Yeah.
the option and the file, and it's telling you all this. You can see L minus A shows you all. So this is where I said we can't start going through all this information because they are broad. So all
Right.
we do is give you the basics. You understand? There you can see you can use Linux minus F to sort, enable. You can see a lot of the functions, options you can use. You can see them. So if you fall into maybe confusion that you don't really know what you want to use or what you want to do, but you know that you want to list, but you are trying to, maybe you only know how you want to list it. So you can use this manual and go through it and say, okay, this is what I want. Okay,
Okay.
ls minus s, it gives you the size. You understand? So it's so easy. Linux made it so easy for you to be able to get across anything you want on your own. Then I believe that answered your question, right?
Yes, very well, sir. Very well. Thank you.
Okay, so there is another way you can actually, because like I said, Linux is flat. It gives you the proper, like it gives you that flexibility to be able to get information, just know what you want to do. So still on the LX, you can still go with LX and you can still use the word help. You can see it gives you other information also. So when you see it, you see that it gives you other information about what you can do. This one now is shorter. This is now shorter. You can see it's giving you, oh, this is just jumping. So it's giving you almost similar thing, but this one is this is well arranged. That one is broader, is wider. It gives you a lot of information. This one is giving you just okay, what do you want to do? So you can actually use the help command, which to get the information, or you use the man command to get the total things or even to understand what the function is all about. So thank you for that question. And I believe, like I said, it's always good to ask questions because I know more. If he had not asked these questions, I would have even gone towards this side. So Linux is not something you should be scared of. It's something that has created. It's something that has created. It has a way of. If you fall run into confusion, you can always check for information right on the terminal. So
Okay,
it's so easy.
I have another thing I've been trying to understand during your movement from LS to CD to document, and how you use the PWD to tell you your movement so far. But then when you list and it shows you desktop downloads, and you want to CD the downloads, right? Then probably want to look at what you have downloaded. Now, how can we read one of the files we have downloaded? I don't know if you get my question. When you ls, it lists your folders, I mean your directories, then likes document download, then you cd download. That means you want to look at what you have in your downloads. So how
So
can you?
you're asking a question, how can you see what you've downloaded, right?
Yes, good, exactly.
So
Okay,
you can see that I've gone into
uh,
downloads, and right
all
now
right.
I'm pressing
You
LX.
ls it. Okay,
So it
good.
means at this point, it means there is nothing inside the download. Nothing has been downloaded.
Okay,
For the
but
fact I go ahead.
my question now is,
No.
let's assume you have some things already downloaded in this download now. How can you now read it? Like, can we
Yeah, that's
download
where
something and see it?
we 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 can't say everything. That's the reason why there is a structured training, because there are some things I
Okay,
will do now. There are some things I will do now. Everything that I have taught, or people have, like beginners have actually grabbed, they will get confused
I
actually.
am a beginner too. I'm just curious.
So I understand. I'm just saying, everybody have different ways of grabbing information. And some people, when you give them too much, they throw out the other ones, because it gets them confused. So, but because we already what the list command is the last module for today. So,
Okay,
this is a question and answer time actually. But then just to give you that, if you really want to see that, you could there's a command we call cat. Let's say now it is a file you want to read, you could use the cat command. And
okay,
there are other commands you can use. It's not only the cat command. You understand? There are other commands you can use. There are ways you can interchange. You can interchange the commands to even give you more information.
okay,
You understand? So, but if you use the cat command, let's say for instance you write cat, then the document or the file, it will output it. It will output it. So, and if let's say for instance now that if you want to view hidden, maybe hidden files, even in this download, as it's showing that there is no download, there's nothing in that download. There are some
yeah,
hidden files that are there. So if
yeah,
you want to view, there's also a command for that.
okay,
You understand? There's also a command for that. So that's the reason why in Linux, I don't think there's any. I don't think anybody has all the knowledge. So
mm,
as it relates to your work environment, you improve. You understand? As in, like the way a network administrator will use Linux is different from the way a cybersecurity personnel will use Linux. The way somebody who is in DevOps will use Linux. You know, everybody will customize the Linux to their own work description actually, and you will know how to use it based on your work role.
Okay.
I don't know if you understand, but if you want to view, you can use the card and it will to give you the information.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yeah. So at this point, I think hold on. There's something to say. So first of all, I'll still want to ask: is there anybody that have any question? Any question before we wrap it up?
I have a question, please.
You have a question?
Yes. Okay, just
All
to
right.
get some clarification, I can see now what you did now. You did download and the LS. So, you know, initially you were like the LS before the download. Does it have any, must it be in that particular order or either way is it to work? That's one. And number two is the list that you showed us earlier. The first part, that ROW and all of those, are they the name? Is that the name of the file? That's the second question. And the third question is just basically to know, is there a particular terminal we can use, or we can use any terminal from that of the Kali Linux or this one on this NetAcad platform? So those are just my questions. Thank you.
Okay. Like, to answer the first question, so you said I imputed the L before the download. Like I said, before you say you want to list all the files, or you want to see all the files in a particular directory, you should know the directory where you are to know if that's the right directory you want to view the content. So now let me go back. Remember, to go back is cd dot dot. So now, yeah, I'm saying system admin local. I don't know the full directory. I just have to use the word print word wd to get this, and I can see this. Then I use ls. I just use only ls. Why I understand that I print the working directory, and I found out that I am in home and the system admin. So this was just like your user. If let's say now, if this was an operating system, what you are seeing here will be your name. If it's your name, if it's let's say if it is OB PC is what you will be seeing here. This is what it will be here. To be OB PC or something like that. So now you are in your folder, you're in your directory. Now you want to list everything. You want to see everything that is in that directory. You use the word. You can use only the word ls to list, because you remember you're already in this directory, the system admin, and you want to list everything that is in that directory. That's when you use only ls. You understand? Now I'm listing everything in this directory. Then I want to list everything. I'm seeing that okay, there are other directories or folders inside this same system admin, which is my folder, and I want to list now all these folders. I don't want to go into them. I just want to list what is inside of them. You still do ls. Now let me use desktop to show you. So you can see it will execute. Now, what you are doing is you are in when you use the word LX only, you're already trying to show what is in that directory where you are. Then when you use LX and a directory, then you are now showing information of a directory that you've not entered. You've not entered this directory. So now I'm trying to see the information in desktop while I am in my system admin directory. That's just what. So if I go into, let's say now I go into desktop, I will maybe, let's say now I go into desktop. Let me use, I think we about rounding up. Let me just, for clarity's sake. Okay. Now I'm in desktop. Now there is no file. You can see there is no file. So if there was another file here, and I don't want to go into the file to view it, I will use LX that file or that document to view what is inside that document. Why I'm in a parent document, and that's the way it works. So kindly remind me your second question. If I got this clear, if you get this clearly, kindly remind me your second question. I'll skip my mind, please.
Yes, I understand. That's clear. That's clear. Thank you.
Yeah, your second question. Your second question.
Yes, this first part of the list, this RWR, is it the name of the file or what is that? That's what I want to confirm.
Okay, yeah. So what you're saying here, I didn't want to start explaining this because in this course, as we navigate, as you keep going forward in this course, you get to understand what this is. If I start explaining this, you might get confused. So this is just like a permission, like to tell you, okay, for instance, a lot of us, we work in an organization. Let me use like the Windows. Let me use an example of the Windows. A lot of us understand. You in a window, let's say you are using your official window system. You know that there is an IT manager who is the admin on that system. You are a user on that system of yours. So if it's on a professional environment, the IT manager will be the one who can install, who can maybe do some deleting, there's some tasks he can perform. So this thing you're saying, it represents the hierarchy, the permission that you have. Like for you now, let's say for instance, you're a user in that system. As a user, if the admin did not give you the permission to install or execute, you will not have it. So I'll be explaining this. I don't want to start explaining it now so we don't get confused. There are places that in one of the modules that there's a place where it's well explained, where we're talking about the right, the permission, what you can do. So this here now determines what you can do. And you will see what each letter means. So this is not the name of the file. This is what is your right on this file. Can you delete? Like if I send you let's say if I send you a file and I lock it, what is your permission? And I said you can only view, you cannot download, you cannot edit. So all these things are representing it. So I will not want to start explaining this because it's going to take us time to start explaining. Then all these things that you can see, this is system. This information is telling you this is a system information. This is anybody who has the admin privilege, who is the admin, who can actually have this information. It's only admin that has this information. When you look at it, when anything you see root, you know it's only admin. Then this one here, anything you see system log means that admin can have it also. Then when you look at all these things, you find out that all these things are mainly information that admin has. Like this is like, because these are root information. These are like, some of them are like the what do you call it? Like some of this some of them are some scripts that makes the operating system work. So if the admin gives you a user right, you will not have access to this. So, but if you look at this, when you do something like this, hold on, when you do something like this, LX minus L download, you will see that so when you do this, you will see, oh, downloads, you see? So like I said, it's always case sensitive. So what? Okay, I need to leave. You see part of what I was telling you about. So now I'm trying to move to check information. I can't because I'm in desktop, so I have to leave. So you see how Linux is. If you get if you input the wrong command, it refuses you and tells you don't have that permission or the directory is not there. So now I have to leave here, go back and retry what I want to do. So you can see. So now what I was trying to show you is, I was trying to explain is this thing now, all these informations now are the information that each files have. This is the permission, this is the right, it's telling you who has access, who is the admin, is it the root? When you're seeing root, you're seeing like this is the like it's very very like the lowest level. And sometimes all this information, all these things you're saying are like attached to there's some of the script that makes the operating system work. So sometimes admins will make sure that you can't have access to it, especially when you are not professional or you're not knowledgeable with respect to this. So it happens even in our organization. They lock what you can do. You cannot go into your local drive. You cannot go deep into your local drive and see your system files. But you can actually see your documents, your downloads, your photos, and the rest, but you cannot. But the admin can actually see everything, see your own and their own at the same time. So it's just a right. And this is just the size of what you're seeing here is the size of the document. Then what you're seeing here is self-explanatory. This is the date the file was created or the file was modified. So the same thing here, this is the time. So you can't say, oh, you created it 2019 and we are seeing 2017. It means that the time you created this file, you can't, it gives an accurate time. It is 2017 that you created it. It is not 2019. You can see this other one was created 2014, and that's just the information. Then this is for where you're talking about the type of file now. It is here you will see those types of files. So you see that this one is a folder. Like now, you're seeing this in now is a folder. You can go in, you can enter into it. As you're seeing this one now, this is a file. It could be a script. You can see now this log that probably that gives information, that keeps information of what is happening in the kernel, in the, should I say, let me use the word underground, like behind the scene. So that's just how it is. So, but as we go into this, it's lovely. You find out that you get to understand all these things in detail. So I think I will have to give another person. If I've been able to explain your questions correctly. So
You've done justice, which I really appreciate. And this last one that you just need to can we use any other terminal like the Kali Linux for the sake of this lessons, or is peculiar to this one on the NETA card?
no. You can use any type of Linux, any. Even you can use your Kali Linux, you can use your Parrot, you can use for cybersecurity personnel, you can use your Kali Linux, Parrot. I think there are different distributions of Linux. There are different distributions of Debian. You will see a lot of Linux. There is Ubuntu and the rest. So you can use any one of them, and all this command works effectively. So first, it is a Linux operating system. Don't think that whether the name is Linux or not. So far as like Ubuntu, and you find out that the name is Ubuntu, but when you look at it, is built on Linux. Like our doctor said yesterday, it's an open source, so you can convert it and build it to whatever you like, and you can name it whatever you feel like if you have the resources to do that. So like Ubuntu now, you can see here now, this is Ubuntu. Then you can also, maybe some people will see Kali Linux, some people will see maybe Archer, some people will see Black Archer, some people will see Parrot OS, some people say a lot of, but all of them are Linux. When you run this command, they will work effectively. So you are not limited to this terminal. So if you have your virtual machine or you have a Linux operating system, you can run any of this command and it will work effectively.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. That's all for now.
You're welcome. So any other question because before we call it a day? Because we in our next class we'll be talking about the administrative access, which is where the read, write, all those acronyms R, X, W we saw there comes into play. So this is where we're going to start next Saturday. Please guys, please don't be offended. I was supposed to put on my video, but due to the network issues, I wasn't able to because I didn't want it to have issues.
Good morning, Instructor Felix. Thank you so much for this meeting today. You've done so well. Please, I just have one question to ask. My question is the Ubuntu you are using, Are you using it with a virtual machine, or you install it as a complete OS on your system?
All right. So the one I'm using currently is if you've actually registered there's a link that was sent to the group for everybody to register for this course, for this training. So I know that a lot of people are having issues with it, but I think somebody who will help you probably drop a video to assist you on that. But the one I'm using is the one provided by the course. So it's not installed on my system. Although I have my Linux, most of the time I use more of Kali Linux on my virtual machine. But the one I'm using here is easily accessible. You have it once you register for this course, so you can play around with it. It's yours. So once you register for the course, you have access to it. So you don't need to install anything.
Okay, thank you so much. Because actually I have a Kali Linux, and this very template, the window template I'm seeing here, I also try it in Try Acme. So this is the kind of sandbox they use for some of their this tutorial, and it's very interesting. The way you look everything is quite easy to understand. Thank you so much, and I appreciate your teaching today.
Thank you very much. I'm so happy. I'm so glad that you did. So I think the reason why, one of the greatest reasons why this was created, this sandbox was created, is to remove the limitation of people who have maybe system specification issues and errors. So you don't have any excuse to say, oh, I can't install this because I don't have this RAM, I don't have this specification on the system, or my system is dragging or lagging. So right here, as you're learning, you can be practicing. So that's the way EtherCAD alongside with NDG created it, so that you can have free access to the sandbox, the Linux terminal. So please, any other question? Any other question? Any other question, please? Co-host, is there any question on the group?
Thank you so much, Instructor Felix. We appreciate this session. Very, very educative. No question in the chat. Just a support statement to what you said about Ubuntu. So please, if you're having any question that is yet to be answered, please, this is the time. We've come to the end of this session.
Hello, sorry,
Dr. Kingdom,
Monisa.
please, are we having the
Yes.
question? Okay.
Yeah, so I wanted to take them through